Welcome back. In this video, we'll be talking about the reporter object of QTP. So what is the reporter object? For that, I'm just going to open my QTP and take you into one of the existing scripts, and then let's see how, when that script runs, what kind of reporting happens. All right, I'm going to open any one of those existing scripts we have. Just going to take this eBay 3. Demo 3. All right, so we got some stuff going on in here. As we were working on in the previous video, I would have displayed it to you that we were going, and then we were searching for something on eBay, and then we were capturing some output from there. So let's run that, and then let's see what kind of reports come up. So when I run this, it's gonna open eBay. It's gonna go and then do what we wanted to do from our script, which is basically, I guess, we are looking for some BMW cars or Lexus, I guess, in this case. So it's gonna select cars and boats from that drop down, and then gonna go and click on search, and then go for the advanced search, and eventually it's gonna come back and basically report to us that for the Lexus, in the date range, in the vehicle date range of 2008 to 2011, you have X number of N number of cars which are available on eBay. Well, okay, fine. Now, so when we run this test, QTP reports, the findings in the form of a report which basically can be customized, and that's the topic of the day. So what we are looking for here is how to customize that report. Now, before we customize the report, we first of all, let's take a look at the report and see how we can make the report appear or not appear, depending on the settings of the QTP. It's almost, the test is almost done here. As soon as it is done, depending on my settings, it might show me the report or it might not show me the report. So let's take a look what happens in here. Okay, here it is. The report is here. It is about that eBay demo 3. It's a summary of that, and then what it is showing me here is I ran like one iteration, and it passed once, and it gave me like 2 warnings. So let's dig deep into it and try and find out like what those warnings were and what happened. So if I go expand this, if I expand that, it is going to show me whatever had happened in here. So let us go ahead and expand and see what is happening in here. Expand that, expand that, expand that, expand that, and I guess my warnings are pretty much coming from here. See that exclamation? That is that something had happened in there. Okay, so the warning here says that the description of the warning was, the object was found using the test object description. Check the object's properties. Okay, so it is talking to us. It is telling that there's something had happened there. Pay attention to it. Now let's take a look into this as well. And the same here. The warning is the object was not found using the test object description. Check the object's properties. What it is trying to tell us is, we were looking for the object, but we couldn't, find the object, so we used what is called the smart identification. Sometime in my video, I'm going to talk about what is smart identification. That is good and bad, but that's a topic for another day. That is basically QTP. We are giving the control to the QTP to say that, hey, you know what, if you don't find what we ask you to find in terms of the objects or its properties, you go and you figure it out, and then you do your best. I mean, it's like autopilot. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. So we're going to be talking about that. Right now, I'm talking about the whole thing here, like the report itself, right? So when the report pops up, how we could go ahead and then customize this report. Okay, now we noticed that there were like 2 warnings in here. Now let us see what we could do about it. First of all, can I go and and look into the settings of this report. Now, let me close the browser, take you into tools. When you go into tools and when you look into options, here, if you go into the run, here is the settings. This is the setting. View results when run session ends. If this is checked, then that report will pop up automatically. Now, this is good and bad again. The reason for that is if you have this checked, and every time we are running a test, and once the test concludes, you have this report popping up. And maybe we don't want the report to pop up like every time, because if there is a need for us to look into the report, we can do it. Otherwise, we don't want it to show up every time. So by the way, if we need to look into the report, how can we look into the report at this time? Well, up here, right next or before the object repository, there is this little icon which says results. So when you click on that, the same copy comes up over here. So can I go ahead and then can I tell QTP not to show me that report every time I run a test? Sure, I can. How do I do that? I go to tools and I go to options and I go to run, and in run I will say view results when a session when a run session ends. I will say no, I don't need it. When the check is off, then it is not going to show automatically when the run ends. In that case, we have to bring it up. We have to bring it up this way. All right. Okay, that's about showing off the report. Now, what can we do in the report? Okay, now let's talk a little bit about that. The report, what you see is nothing but there is an object in QTP called the reporter object. What the reporter object does is it kind of like creates a log behind the scenes. And in that log, it writes information into the log, the way, the object can be customized. What I mean by that is, let's say I want to write something into the report, right? How can I do that? So I have to make use of what is called the reporter object, right? I'm not teaching you VB scripting here, but I'm just talking about that object. That object is a QTP object, and we could write something into the report by using that object. So how can I do that? I will say a reporter, right? Reporter object. When I do dot, there is something called a report event. Now see that there is a little hand there, and then there is a green thing. This green thing is called a method. Method means go do this, right? It's like giving work, right? So the work which I have given to this object is the reporter object. I told it go and report an event. What kind of an event? Now, if you see here in this tooltip here, it is talking to me that what I cannot be saying anything to it. I have to say certain things to it the way it wants to. It can be programmed. So basically, what are the things which I could tell it? I can tell it that the event which I want you to report can be like the test being pass or fail, or give me a second. Sorry about that. I apologize. The reporter.report event is, let's say if I'm running a test, right? And for whatever reason, if the test is a pass or a fail, these are my four choices here, right? So I could be saying that it's a warning, or it's a pass, it's a fail, or it's a done, whatever I could, right? So let me choose done from here, right? Okay, when I choose done, oops, there should have been a space in there. Okay, when I choose done, let us see what gets reported into that report. I have chosen from the four choices which I had. What were the four choices? One is MIC done, MIC fail, MIC pass, and MIC warning, right? So let me choose done from here, MIC done, right? So I select that. So that's that's my first argument. If I do a comma, now look into this report step name. Now let's say this is I want to call it as step 1. I want to call it as step 1 because what is my step 1? My step 1 is to open eBay by going into Internet Explorer. So I'm saying that I'm reporting that I'm saying that my step 1 is done, right? And I have said that it's done, and that's my step 1. And the third is some details which I wanna mention. So I can say that successfully open browser, right? IE browser, and navigated to eBay site, eBay website. All right. So double quotes and okay. So that's what I'm saying. So this reporter object, I'm saying that hey reporter object, go and write this, report this event. So it is going to log this and say what? Whatever we want to say, whether it's a warning or it's a pass, it's a fail or it's a done. So it's a done. What is done? This is done, right? Step 1 is done. And so I called it as step 1 and I said successfully open IE browser and navigated to eBay site, right? Okay, now just for the heck of it, let's say I don't want to run all this, or rather, well, I don't want to run this all the time, so we can comment all this. I can comment all this, or just for a couple of seconds, I'm just gonna cut it and keep it in my, let's say, notepad just in case so that I don't lose it. So I just kept it there, right? I'm gonna put it back. So let's say this is my test. This is my first step, right? And now let's see what happens if I run it. Now it is going to open the browser, wait for 3 seconds, and my test is over right now, right? Okay, so I close this. Now let us go and take a look into that report, right? First of all, the report did not show up only because we have disabled that settings, but let's take a look into the report and see what happened. In the report, it says that the test is a pass, and if I go and if I expand this, and if I look into step 1, it report. This is that reporter object reporting this, saying that step 1 successfully opened IE browser and navigated to eBay website, and it's a done. It's a done, right? So that's what it is saying. All right. Now this was just a simple example. Now what else can we put in there? Now let's say I have something like that. I'm just gonna or I'm not gonna copy. I will type. Let's say the second line was it did something. It did what? It searched eBay site for some items, right? Let's say that was step number 2. So now I want to report that. So I would say, hey reporter object, right? Report this event, and consider this event as okay, it did it, but with warning, let's say, right? With warning. So with warning. So so I'm saying that okay, there is some warning, comma. What is that warning? That warning is coming from, let's say, step 11, right? Step 11. And what is the description of that warning? We'll make up something. We'll say that let's say 0 results found for the text searched, and the text search was ooh la la, right? Okay. Whatever, right? So the idea here is, when I write something like that, what gets created in the report? right? Now this, of course, we are not searching for ooh la la, right? We are searching for something, and that is happening when we do that. So my focus of this video is to show you as how to create this reporter event, right? The first time I did it with the done. Now I'm doing it with a warning. So let's see how that report looks like. Now for this to get logged in there, I have to run this, right? So I run. Imagine that it ran, okay, and now it is over. So I close that, and I will go here, right, and open this and see what is happening. Now it says, it doesn't say done or it doesn't say pass or anything. It says that there's a warning, and here pass one, warning one. So let's see which one got pass and which one is a warning. For the warning, you have the exclamation, and here it is. It is saying that this is like step 1 and step 11. Let's see what is there in step 1. In step 1, successfully navigated, done. And in step 11, step 11, 0 results found for the text search ooh la la, right? And warning, right? So whatever we write here gets displayed there, right? Okay, now let's say there is one more step. Images did not got displayed, right? So this happened, let's say, right? So the test is a fail. So we have to report that. Reporter dot report event, and it is what? Test is a fail, right? MIC fail, comma, and this happened in step number 16. And so our explanation of that is BMW search resulted in images not getting displayed. Some text, right? So that we can report. So this happened somewhere in the test. This happened, right? Okay, so I'm gonna run, right, and see how this looks like. Okay, so we do that, and it opens the browser, and then the test is finished. Let me just close the browser and let me bring up the report. And in the report now, it should be a fail. The outcome is, if it pass without any warnings, it will say pass. If there is a warning and all that, it will say warning. If it is a fail, it will say fail. So there is one pass, there is one fail, and then there is one warning. So overall, the test is a fail. Why? Because if one step fails, the whole test fails. So here is that red check mark, red cross, right? And let's see what happens. So it is saying that now we have, if you see here, now I have step 1, which is done, step 11, which is warning, right, with the text ooh la la here, right, and step 16 is failed, and it says that BMW search resulted in images not getting displayed. So this is how we can customize, our errors, right? Okay, we are not done yet, right? There's one more, right? Let's take a look into what is that one more is. We covered the done part, we covered the warning part, we covered the fail part. Now there's the pass part. So I'll just say that here Lexus test ran good, let's say, right? Okay, so how do I report a success? Reporter dot report event, and I would say MIC pass, right? Comma, this happened in step 34, and this is the description is Lexus tests all ran good, right? Okay, now even though in this action I have so many steps, right? But I'm saying that, okay, one kind of like this was done, this is a warning, this is a fail, and this is a pass, right? But since all of them are inside one action, now let's see after I run, how does the report gets looks like. All right. So my browser comes up, a lot of things are running, all the tests, this and that. Okay, everything is over now. So let's take a look at the report. My report now shows that overall it's a fail. Now, even though we said that there is a pass, okay, if there is a pass, there is a pass, that step pass. But if any one of the step fails in the test, then the test is a fail, right? The overall test is a fail. So that's why it is saying fail, right? So we intentionally said one of the step is a fail. So now let's see how pass are getting reported, how fail are getting reported, right? So here is what it is. I have step 1, it is done. Done is like pass. Step 11 is warning. Step 16 is fail. And these are the messages in the details portion of it. We see details portion of it. We see the messages. And 34 is like it's a pass, right? It's a pass. 34 is a pass. So even though the result for this step is pass, but then overall the test is a fail because there was one fail, 16 fail, so the whole test failed. Okay, so this is how we can have these things reported, right? Okay, one last thing in there is basically while you are reporting your errors, right, you might have noticed that while you're reporting your or creating these reports or the errors in the log, we could have like multiples of them. I could let's say this is what happens. I'm just gonna be just changing few things in here. This is 54 and some text here. This is Lexus, so I'm gonna say Mercedes or something. And this is warning is for one more. Let's say there is a warning. This happens on step number let's say 25, and this is again something fail happens on step number 26, right? And we'll say something fail, right? What GMC? I don't know. Ford, let's say. Okay, that failure. So we have a bunch of them. We have like some warning, some fail, some pass, some done, right? Okay, I'm going somewhere with this, so let's bear with me. So let me just see how the report comes out. Okay, the browser comes up. Imagine that there's a lot of testing going on. Okay, everything is done. So we go and then take a look at the report right now. And the report is, if you expand here, overall is a fail because if even one step fails, overall is a fail. Okay, so now I have like many steps here, right? I have this, I have that, I have that, and I have that. This failed, that passed, that. I have many of them, right? I have many of them. Okay. Likewise, in an action, you could have probably like 50 of them or maybe 2 of them. It all depends like how important your reporting is for the company. All right. Okay. Once we do that, now we can filter. Even though we have so many here, so many warnings, so many fails, so many pass. Maybe you don't want to show like the pass ones or the done ones, right? You just want to show what? You just want to show if it is a fail or if it is a warning, right? So how do we do that? For that, we can use something called a filter. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say before the start of this, I'm going to say that anywhere in the beginning, I could say reporter dot filter. And filter on what? Filter equals, and I can say I have some values here. I can do 0 or 1 or 2 or 3. Now you might say, what is 0? 0 is 0 means, and I will write it here. This is a report filter. Enable all, meaning that I want everything to be reported, right? So that's enable all. If I do, let's say in place of 0, if I put, so let me put the values here, right? Let me just copy and start here. For the filter, let me just write something. For the filter, here are the values. You can filter your report by these values. What? 0 is enable all. One is what? One is enable errors and warnings. And this is what we want, right? So I will say report filter and I will say enable. So either I can type something like that, enable errors and warnings, or I could use one here. I could use one. Let's say all this is comment. All this is comment. This is comment. Okay. Let's say if I have 2, what does 2 do? Right? What does 2 do? Oops. What does 2 do? 2 is basically saying that you want to enable errors only. So report filter, right? RF, enable errors only. So enable errors only, right? Okay, and finally we have 3. 3 is what? RF disable all. So RF disable all. Now these are my, for the filter of the report object, these are my 4 choices. Now if I do, by default it is 0. That's why it was reporting all. Let's say I don't want to report all. So what is my choice here? What can I do? I can do what? Yeah, what did I hear? Yeah, 3, right? So 3 meaning RF disable all, right? So if I choose 3 and if I run now, let's see what happens. I run it. Here is my browser opening up, a lot of tests going on. I mean, I'm not actually doing that, but then my focus is the reporting object, right? Okay, I did that. Let me go and take a look into this report, right? Okay, in my report, everything is a pass. Everything is a pass, right? Pass. And if I do that, did it report anything? Nothing is reported. Nothing is reported. So, if you really want to fool somebody that nothing is working and you're struggling, but then you just want to say that, okay, I'm trying and everything is working, you could just put reporter.filter equals 3. That means that all the errors which are popping up here would get filtered off, right? I mean, you shouldn't be doing something like that for sure. So what happens if you do a 2 here? If you go in here, change it to 2. 2 is what? It will enable errors only, right? Meaning warnings will not be shown, pass will not be shown. So from here, even though we have so many here, depending on if it is a warning or it is a fail or it's a pass or it's a done, let's see what will come up when you put 2. What is 2, by the way? By the way, can I rather than putting 2, can I say RF enable errors? Enable errors only, right? This is much better, much more readable and all that, right? Rather than putting a 2. So either way, you could put a 2 or you could do that. Okay, I run that, I do that, and browser is gonna go open up, and then a lot of tests running, blah, 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 right? And then everything is over. Then we come back, and then if we look at the report, what is it supposed to show? What did we say? Show only errors, right? Errors means basically your everything getting failed, and I had like 2 of them, I guess. Yeah, step 16 and step 26, and that's what is getting shown here. Let's say I don't care about my pass and I don't care about my done. I just care only about my fail. So that's what it is, right? Now let's say if I only care about my warnings and errors, so that's number 1. Either I could say number 1 or I could put this, right? So let me just take that and put that here. So that means that I want show me both warnings as well as that. So if I run now and if I take a look, it's going to show me in my report, this is everything running, everything good, right? Whatever is happening. Okay, now let's go take a look. It has to show me both my warnings as well as my, here is my warning, and fail. It is not showing me my pass and it is not showing my done. Well, okay, so that's your reporter object in a nutshell, right? We looked into all of these possibilities. Now, we will not be writing it just like that. This will be coming based on some condition. The condition is if something happens, I want to report, I want this to be reported. Else, I want that to be reported. Things like that, right? But anyway, so we looked into as how we could customize our report by looking into all the options. So when we started with something called reporter.report event. Report event reports whether it's a done. What were the 4 values? Done, pass, fail, warnings, right? Okay, once we do that, then the next thing is we can filter our reports, whatever we want to show. And for filter again, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So 4 values, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you want to enable all, this is the default. That's what it will be. If you want to disable everything, just put a 3 and be happy all the time, because none of your errors or none of your warnings or nothing would get displayed. Or else, if you want only errors to show up, then 2. Or if you want both errors and warnings to show up, then it is going to be 1. Well, thank you so much for your time, for watching this video. And then we will see you back again in a different video. I want you guys, whoever my students are, I want you to keep practicing it, right? Go and try this reporter and report event. For somebody who is interested in enrolling into the course, go to trainingrite.com and then look into when we are starting the next course. Again, thank you so much, and we'll be coming back with another video soon.